episode 900 of this channel. Again, this feels like it happens every time. I'm like, oh, shoot, another 100 episodes have gone by. I need to record a video really quick. It's literally the same day. This is being recorded like 20 minutes before upload. I've just been really, really busy, busier than I have been in a while, with school, research, business, personal studies, and this YouTube channel a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I don't have all the time in the world. I gotta get ready for bed soon, but let's reflect on what's happened in the last 100 episodes. Starting with how about my diet? I have transitioned to the new and improved diet. I've experimented with diets, all kinds for the past, say when I was a junior in high school, so 17, so probably 6 years. I think when I was 17 was the first time, maybe 18, was the first time I tried a diet. That was a Whole30 diet, aka only whole foods. Very difficult. Probably failed it within a couple days the first time because I had never really tracked calories and macros, and eating like lettuce and eggs and other things like that is not very calorically dense, and so I was getting sugar hangovers and I was in a calorie deficit, and it was very difficult. Then I went ahead and did the Whole30 again a couple months later, and I did it, completed it. Then I did it again a couple months later and did it for like 2 months-ish. And it's crazy thinking about that being difficult now because Whole30 is like a baseline for me. I don't know. I'll have processed foods every once in a while, but it's really not hard for me to eat only whole foods, especially living in my own apartment where I have control over what food comes to my apartment. I know what comes into my apartment is getting eaten, and so I just don't bring unhealthy food, processed foods into my apartment, because I know if I bring a huge bag of candy into my apartment, that huge bag of candy is getting eaten. And if it's not, it's going to be extremely painful and waste a ton of my willpower and cognitive energy resisting. So just don't bring it. That's what I do. Anyway, with that foundation of whole foods, well, I recorded a purification diet on this channel. One of the earliest videos on this channel was about the purification diet, which was experimenting with minimal foods. I think I ate like 10 items of food in order to avoid largely pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, as well as minimize microplastics. And I was about on that diet for 9 months. It had its own flaws, and I think this current diet is the most powerful diet I've ever built, and completely transformed a lot. And I think this is like S-tier diet now. So what is it all about? Foundation of whole foods, right? No processed foods, or minimize processed foods. I don't want to make this an all or nothing thing. It's just here's the ideal. It's really not that difficult for me to achieve anymore. So hit it as many times as possible. But if I break it ever, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter. I just continue going forward with the diet. And I don't even think of it as a diet, because it's not like it's not a fad. It's not a thing I do here or there. It's a lifestyle. And so what does this lifestyle include? Whole foods as the foundation of food. Personally, we'll stay away from that for a second. Whole food foundation, okay? Now, what's the recent innovations? First of all, glycemic index. That's the first innovation. Glycemic index, GI, is this measurement for carbohydrates and sugars that kind of measures how much insulin is released and how fast due to the consumption of the sugars. So really how much blood sugar is getting rushed into the veins, and then insulin's coming out and sucking all that sugar in to your cells, um, which causes that sugar crash and that low after eating a sugary food. And what I've realized is low GI food is optimal. I'm sick of having, or I was fed up and sick of having, this post lunch tiredness, post meal tiredness. I hated it, and I think I've largely minimized it. I'm not gonna say fully eliminated it, because if I eat a lot of food, it's still gonna divert blood flow. But largely minimized it almost to the point of elimination if it's a normal meal. How did I do it? I got rid of high GI foods and medium GI foods, and only eat low GI foods, which slowly release sugar into the bloodstream and slowly cause insulin. And the peak is very moderate and low, and the rebound is much less powerful than something that's a high GI. Spike in blood sugar, spike in insulin, crash in blood sugar, and you feel that hangover or tiredness. So low GI foods, because there's plenty of whole foods that are high GI foods. The highest really are, depends on if you consider bread processed food, but grains, definitely. But also things like watermelon, extremely high. Rice, white rice that is, really high. And just basically most fruits in the modern day that have been selectively bred for decades, centuries, to be the biggest, fattest, juiciest, heaviest, sugariest. Almost all fruits are moderate to high GI, so I avoid them. But there are some fruits that are not, and those include berries, so blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries. Those berries are good. Other fruit I'll consume: kiwi, pomegranate seeds, cherries. These are what I've found to be good so far as fruits go. Now, GI is covered. Whole foods, low GI. Boom. Made a lot of progress already. The second big advancement is in lectins. So I've looked into some of Dr. Gundry's work on leaky gut and diseases stemming from your GI tract being unhealthy and having leaky gut and a poor microbiome. Now, what are lectins? Lectins are defensive proteins in plants that evolve to help disincentivize animals from consuming them. I'm assuming many lectins are poisonous to certain animals, but for humans, we've selectively bred and chosen the ones that don't kill us. That doesn't mean they're ripping up our gut lining, though. And so I like to avoid all lectin food. And lectin foods include a lot of things. So when I'm checking if I can eat a food, or not if I can eat a food, if I want to eat a food, I look at, is it low GI? Is it low lectin? If yes, that's a superfood in my opinion, and that's something I want to consume. And it's a whole food, but of course. And so foods with high lectins include sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, tomatoes, nightshades, including peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, and yeah, I think that's a good amount of them. Potatoes, white potatoes are, I'm pretty sure, high, at least medium GI and full of lectins, so I stay away from them definitely. Sweet potatoes are low lectin, I believe, but they're moderate GI, so I stay away from them. What's good then? Lettuces, so all the different types of lettuce: spinach, arugula, romaine, and everything else. There's a lot of them. Brussels sprouts are good. Asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, cucumbers I think are good as well, surprisingly, even though they have seeds, because those seeds, the plants don't want you chewing up their seeds and destroying their seeds. They want you to eat the seeds and poop them out, like the berries. They don't want you chewing up their seeds, destroying them. So yeah, low GI, low lectin, And the third pillar is aiming for a wide diversity of plant-based foods. So ideally 30 plus different foods per week. There was, I believe, a study, might have been a meta-study, that the number one correlator between gut microbiome diversity is the amount of different plant foods consumed, fruits, vegetables, on a weekly basis. And so I'm aiming for about 30 plus a week. That's the ideal. But the more the better, it seems, at least, especially in the low levels. The average American apparently consumes 5 to 8 different plant foods a week. So it's really, really poor. And so we have a lot of disease in America. And at least Gundry and others say a lot of it stems from your gut microbiome and your gut health, or maybe all of it. So what I've seen so far is with this diet is way more energy, way more vitality. Can't necessarily say improvement in sleep, but my sleep's been good. Skin has seemed to be a lot better. My back used to get like some pimples occasionally. It feels straight. It feels soft. My skin on my face just kind of feels different. It kind of feels like, I don't know, softer a little bit, but firmer. And I really haven't had any like big pimples come up. It's only been about a week since I've really transitioned to this, so I would give it 2 more months to see some early benefits or changes, but that's just initial things. The energy thing is day one for me, because I was already eating like whole foods, but I would eat white rice and I'd eat lentils, not lentils, beans. White rice is really high GI, so the energy, I don't know about beans, they might be moderate. Maybe they're low, but those are full of lectins. Corn, full of lectins, probably moderate to high GI as well. Watermelon, I was eating all the time. Oranges, those are just all high GI. So, yeah, energy much higher than it was before I eliminated those high GI foods. And yeah, if you want a little list, I made a list, because getting to 30 different plant foods a week that are low GI, low lectin is pretty difficult. But it's not impossible. I have 30 right now that I think I've consumed all these in the past week. Actually, I haven't consumed one of them, but so Mizuna lettuce, chard lettuce, spinach, arugula, frisee, radicchio, romaine lettuce, blueberries, strawberry, blackberry, kiwi, raspberry, pomegranate seed, asparagus, fermented cabbage, so sauerkraut, broccoli. Ooh, I need to add cauliflower. Coconut flesh, raw carrots, onion, avocado, cucumbers, cooked zucchini, garlic, olives, artichoke heart, lion's mane, lemon, lime, kale, mushrooms, as in like typical, what do you get? Cremini button mushrooms, something like that. Whatever, when someone just says mushrooms and they're not specifically saying lion's mane or whatever, turkey tail or something along those lines. And then cauliflower. So that's the list right now. Anyway, that's the diet update. Stretching routine has changed. I was doing 5 minutes of stretching per week on my both hamstrings. I've switched that from just static stretching to getting to this pike, head to toes program by a creator on YouTube named Matthew I. Smith, I believe. Really solid, professional, great explanations, really thorough. So I'm excited to see those results start to come in. But I haven't started it yet. I've ordered and received a like a lacrosse ball type thing for rolling out my feet. That's the first piece of it. It's crazy how much your feet affects your whole posterior chain. So that's a surprise to me. But yeah, that's one of the pieces for the program. It's a once a week routine with including stretching, mobility work and strengthening through range of motion. So that'll be exciting to track. I've got the original um, videos and pictures of where I started, as far as touching toes and some of these other type stances and movements, and they're really tight. My posterior chain, my head to the toes, super tight. I don't know if I can hip hinge because of it. Um, when I'm standing straight legged and reach down without bending my knees, I can get just below my knees to like my mid shin. So we're not even talking foot. We're not talking ankle. People talk about touching your toes. I can't even. I'm at the shin. So I'm sure there's people that are worse, but it feels like I'm in a very low percentile for that ability. And I just have to think that comes from my whole childhood playing soccer, tight shoes, tight cleats, cross country, and yeah, I don't know, just my gait getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and all that kicking, something along those lines. Okay, diet, hamstrings, stretching, mobility routine. I've been doing running for the past couple weeks. I don't know when I started that. If that would have been before or after the last episode 800, I guess. That's been great. I really love it. I'm just right now. I started with 5 minutes, a 5 minute run, really a jog, like zone 2, zone 3 cardio, zone 2 ish. 2 5 minuters a week, increased by 30 seconds per week on each. So we're at 7 minutes per week, and I'll just say it feels great. It really does feel really great. Like it feels like energizing, and it feels like good. It feels like dopamine maxing when I'm doing, especially play like some high BPM music, maybe like some EDM or electronic, fast like cardio music, and it feels really good. Listening to slow music just doesn't work with cardio. I don't think, not when you're running. Yeah. Okay, that's the physical side. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe school. Computer science 1. I'm in week 13. It's the only class I'm taking right now. But I actually just completed a very difficult lead code problem that you're not supposed to be able to really solve until data structures. So CS1, CS2, then data structures. I solved it in CS1 with the tools given in CS1, even though you're not supposed to have the tools until data structures to solve this. I was able to create my own algorithm after a ton of struggling. This morning, I woke up and I was like laying there for like 30 minutes before waking up, and I just figured the problem out. I worked through it. I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, I simplified it, and it was super clean, super elegant. It's really a brute force program, but that's all I can do. I think it's, as far as with the tools I have, I think it's one of the best solutions you can make, and that's because I started this 2 weeks ago, struggled, got pissed off, left, learned some more stuff in computer science, came back, tried those things. Turns out it didn't actually help that much. And then yesterday did like 45 minutes in a row, just getting pissed off, trying to figure it out. Had this super long program, and then went to bed, woke up, figured it out, and the ending program was like way smaller, and it works for all the edge cases. It's a universal algorithm, so that's really good sign. I'm really enjoying computer science. It's really satisfying. I was just earlier today working on the largest program of the semester. So it's about 40 lines so far, and I might be a third of the way done, so it's going to be over 100 lines probably. But yeah, research, AI research. I'm in an NLP KRR, that is natural language processing, knowledge, representation, and reasoning lab. And so we work with natural language processing, taking human text. Sometimes it's synthetic text, but taking text and drawing conclusions from it, pulling out information, being able to then answer questions about it, and things of this nature. And so I'm working right now on kind of a neurosymbolic thing, neuro being neural network type AI, such as ChatGPT, and the modern kind of surge of AI that broke into the general public that is neural network type algorithms that process information through neural networks, inspired by how the brain processes information. They're really like probability and statistics machines. So taking the advancements there and then plugging that in on the front end to simplify, to paraphrase down complex text, and then pass it to an older system that was developed in my lab, that will take that text, simple text that's like structured in a certain way, like subject, verb, whatever, rest of predicate, object, and then convert that simple structured sentences into what they call like action language, which is a way of like writing axiomatic facts. So like if you say it's like it makes them, like I said, facts. Like if I said I'm John picked up the pen, right? You can drop facts from that. You could say you know man, this is a little difficult to explain, but it basically will pull out like John, and then in parentheses maybe potential action, location, change in location, these things like action verb. I think it more is like this, right? John picked up the pen, picked up, or some simpler term for picked up, verb, and then within parentheses, like who performed the action, where was the action performed, something like that, and maybe another parameter, and then it can take these axiomatic facts and reason with the axiomatic facts. And this is the when I say neurosymbolic, this is symbolic. It can take these sentences and turn them into basically symbols, and then logic through them. And this is what the old school AI was built on: logic, programming, and declarative programming, and then combining that with advancements in neural networks AI. So I'm taking neural network preprocessor paraphraser and passing it to this older logic system to improve the, say, use case for this logic program, because like I said, it has to have a very structured sentence, which means you have to have, in the past, had to have a human structure these sentences, or they had to be structured a certain way, or else it just doesn't work. So we're going to take a ChatGPT, essentially, take complex text, pass it to ChatGPT, say, ChatGPT, structure it this way. It outputs paraphrase structuring of that nature, and that passes it to that. That's the general idea of the project I'm working on. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying any of that. I don't know if that's supposed to be confidential, but hopefully that's all right. I won't go into any more details. I mean, yeah, it should be fine. I'm an undergrad. Like, this is not a big project. And I don't think I revealed any proprietary names or details there, so we'll be fine. What else? So we got physical kind of stuff. We got school and research, business. The business has been doing very well. We're now actively working with 3 clients. We've got another that's about to, in the process of basically signing up. And then a handful that are not like literally signing up right now, but could be in the near future. Had sales calls with, and then even another handful of people after that who are just generally interested that haven't conducted a sales call. I just recorded our own ad to launch on Facebook nationally, offering chiropractors free ads for them, helping with scripting, video editing and producing. Everything that goes along with getting videos, ads, not like this, but like a actual ad, not like an organic post, produced high quality, edited well, subtitles, ready for placement for free, just to build relationships with chiropractors, and then kind of give them the ads for free. And then it's going to be like, well, you can run these yourself, or this is what we do professionally and we can run them for you, but the ads are free, they're yours. And I think it will be great lead magnet, great relationship builder, great in the door, great reputation builder. So, and yeah, business is doing well. We're pretty much finalizing our website right now, so that's another piece that's coming along. We're seeing great success with our current clients, looking to even improve further the value that we offer. But as far as it goes, great. It hasn't been quite a year since we started Dark Horse again. Actually, a huge chunk of videos in the past were about Dark Horse. About 2 years ago, I was living in California when I started on my own. Then I stopped, and I restarted with a friend, co-founder, basically resurrected it, and now it's really doing it. I had a lot of time to reflect, and having him as a partner is really really helpful for a lot of things that I don't have I don't want to say motivation to do, but I'd rather like be spending my time on certain tasks, and he can take care of those tasks really well. And then the tasks that he doesn't really, necessarily have the skills or motivation to do, I can do those, and it's a great. We have a great relationship like that where it's complementary skills, and yeah, so that's great. Dark Horse is doing great. As far as the whole broader scope of the economy, I don't know. This is mid-November 2025, and we could see, enormous recession or depression just based off of historical bubbles. We might not. I think it all rides on AI and technological advancements outpacing national debt, and other potential problems with real estate and the stock market. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, is what it is. So that's business, physical, school, and research. Was there something else? YouTube. YouTube's really been pushing this channel recently. Like, I don't know if I've ever gotten more impressions than the past like week. So I've actually gained new subscribers, which this content really isn't that audience growing type of content. It's really more just documentation, raw documentation of what I'm doing, my learning system, and that can evolve. This channel started as I made like videos, just intro video and a really highly edited video on learning an instrument, the benefit to that, and the purification diet, and that was a little micro series that was only like 2 episodes, but then Dark Horse series in the season, and then some intermediate Dark Horse stuff, and then a resurrection with the personal learning channel, and documentation of my learning system, especially revolving around learning and applying the principles of Make It Stick and active recall and retrieval. And I did a whole series on Make It Stick, about 126 episodes, which I think is some of my most valuable content. But yeah, some people out there, if you show enough people anything, there's gonna be some people that like it. So YouTube's pushing my stuff for some reason. Will it end? Feels like it, but we'll have to see. I think this video is much more entertaining than the typical learning videos for 99% of people, but guitar has been getting better. I started the Will Leave It book 2, and there's 3 books, and that's really a core 3 books they teach Berkeley guitar majors. So it's good stuff. It's dense, but working through book 2 now, and yeah, been reading about a book a day, a book and a half a day. I won't be doing 2 today because I've been recording this in that time slot. I realized a couple minutes ago, I'm like, before I started recording this, oh shoot, episode 900 today. Like I forgot to record it. So, yeah, that's probably all the new stuff. So or a big chunk of them. Been listening to the Lex Friedman podcast. That's what I've been really taking as entertainment recently, and it's really enjoyable. Some of the people he has on, he's recently, most recent podcast is on a CEO of Helion, which is a nuclear fusion company, and it was just super, super interesting. I'm not quite done with it, but yeah, all right, I'm gonna stop rambling. That's it for episode 900. Actually, I do have my course schedule for next semester, so let's talk about that for a minute. My plan right now is Calculus 1. I've been doing a prep for Calc series. Computer Science 2. This was the core of what I was going to take, but my research mentor, highly advised that I take AI concepts, which is a major required course as well, so that's fine. But it's gonna overview some of the stuff we're doing in the lab, so that will be beneficial. And basically independent study with her and sitting in and taking a PhD level course on some general AI stuff as well as mathematical reasoning or mathematical logic, I should say. So yeah, like symbolic logic. So that will be a dense load, a huge jump from 3 credits to 14, massive jump. Last semester I did 18 though. This will be the densest technically, but we'll have a break between then and now and then with Christmas break, winter break. And I plan to wrap up about all my series that aren't school related. So all the personal stuff probably be wrapped up, at least temporarily, because I'll need the extra time next semester to be able to manage school, research, and business. There won't be much time for personal stuff. So guitar will probably be trimmed down from ends up probably being 35 minutes a day to like 5 minutes a day. Just do a review exercise. Make.com should be done. Linear algebra will probably have to take a pause, even though I've been doing that for 100 and something days and really actually starting to get better and better at that and understanding a lot more. It's a class I'll have to take probably multiple times in the future anyway. I'd love to continue developing it day by day and stacking up those skills, but like I said, I won't. With 14 credits of computer science 2 calculus, PhD level AI, mathematical logic, and then AI concepts course. It's like, and then AI research on top of that, and then running a business. So there's not time for the personal stuff. Prep for calc will be done as well. And then, of course, computer science 1 will be done. But yeah, it'll be a challenging semester most likely. But, and also with these YouTube videos, I don't think I'm going to be able to post 5 videos a day like I've been doing for the past 6-7 months. 6 months? I don't know. Sometime in the summer when I started posting a lot. I will continue to make the videos because it's really how my learning system operates, is part of talking and checking in and accountability but also mostly the retrieval and reflection and elaboration that comes from videos that you wouldn't otherwise get. It's a lot easier to talk to a camera than it is to talk to a wall. So I'll still make videos. I'll have thousands of videos by the end of next semester that will never be published, most likely. And really, the problem is uploading them, because I have to, every morning, take the videos from 2 days ago, make sure they're all edited, because some of them are not one take, they're multiple sequences of videos, so I have to edit all together, then I have to upload them, and then I have to title them. That's why I don't title the Make It Stick, that's why I don't title the linear algebra other than just like mastering linear algebra, episode whatever, because that stuff adds up. When you have to title 5 different videos, you have to actually watch the video again and kind of remind yourself what's going on. And title it adds a lot of time. And so, yeah, it takes 30-40 minutes every day. And if I'm doing that for the PhD class, for AI concepts, for CS2, and for calculus, that's 4 videos a day. It's doable, but every one of those is basically going to be edited. None of those will be a one take because I have to say I'm checking back in. Here's what I learned yesterday. Okay, go do something, come back. Here's what I learned today. And then it's going to be multiple sessions. The goal is to do 3 hours of personal studying, learning for every credit hour per week. Is that how it works out? 2 hours, I mean, not 3, 2. I do 2. So for calculus, that's 10 hours per week. That's an hour and a half a day, essentially. That's 3 sessions of if I'm doing 30-minute sessions. So that's 6 videos. I got to make sure they're all together. Then I have to export it out of Premiere Pro, and then I have to upload it to YouTube. That stuff adds up, and so we'll see. But there's a chance that next semester I might just be making videos like this more irregularly, like once a week or something like that, and just here's what I did this week. This was how the week went. Here's what I've been learning, big picture stuff. Made 100 videos this week. Didn't upload any of them. Just don't have the time to upload them and do the thumbnails and the titles and the editing and exporting and uploading at this time. But we'll see. But really, it's business and school and research that have to come first before the YouTube channel. But like I said, we will see. All right. Now that is the end of the day, the end of this video, and the end of this era of episode 800 to 900. And so I will be talking to you, most likely, in the episode 1000 of this channel. What a milestone that will be. So that's it for now. Talk to you later. See ya.